Alright, so let's see now. How's everyone doing today? Okay, so this video, I'm going to talk about some things I have learned having different jobs, mostly fast food in particular. So, basically, start off with when you're on the clock, your manager can have you do basically whatever they want you to do. Pretty much, so like, if my manager gave me a toothbrush and told me to scrub the toilet, I would be required to scrub the toilet. Are they going to do that? Probably not. But they might have me clean the bathroom with an actual toilet brush. But they will give me gloves. That's required. They're required by law, I believe, to give me gloves for safety reasons, for my own protection. So they will have to give you gloves. But they may actually have me scrub it with a toilet brush and the chemicals they provide. So it's like, yeah, you may have to clean the bathroom. It's like, that's just what you may have to do. It sucks, but yeah. You may have to clean a bunch of stuff you don't want to clean that gets real nasty, but you have to do it. If they have you shovel snow outside, you're shoveling snow. That's it. They have you do pretty much whatever they want you to do. There are also times where you may think something needs done, but the manager tells you to do something else. Well, do what the manager says. You know, come back to what you think needs to be done later, or if it's the end of your shift and you just don't get to do it, then it's not your fault, and probably you won't be blamed for it. Someone else gonna have to do it, but a lot of times in those industries, it's kind of a shared responsibility all the times for things. So if you think something needs done, but they tell you to put something off for later, you put it off for later. You do what your manager says in that moment. So if you've got a routine, like me being autistic, routine is big, and if you have that broken, if I have to break that, it's really upsetting to me. But I had to learn to accept sometimes routine gets broken. You know, this is like, I have this task, in that order that I have to perform. Well, sometimes that order has to change, and it sucks, and it's upsetting. But I had to learn to accept that that's just how it happens. What I'm saying, the manager makes that decision. Some things that I can't have you do, except for if you're, let's say, an emergency worker, is require you to do dangerous tasks without protective equipment, like cleaning things that could be disease oriented, like clean the restroom could transmit disease, so they're required to give you the protective equipment, the gloves, the right gloves to do it, and the proper chemicals to do it, and the proper equipment. So they're required by law to actually give you these protective equipment and stuff that's necessary for the job. Like if you're working in the fryers, you have to wear the gloves that protect against the heat. If you work in the fryers too, a lot of times you have to wear gloves, special gloves, to get in there because it's just so hot. You actually have to wear these, and it's not completely gonna protect you. You can still burn yourself with them if you're like keeping it immersed, but they will protect you temporarily. And they have to provide these things by law. Sometimes it happens where they don't, and you kind of look the other way if it happens a couple times. But they're required by law to do this. You can't do it all the time. Something also they can't have me do is if it's outside my skill set. Like obviously, I can't work on the electrical equipment because I'm not an electrician. You know, I'm not certified in that, so I can't work on the lights or anything like that. I can't work on the outlets because it's not in my skill set. You know, I'm not allowed to do that, and they are not legally allowed to ask me to do that because that's a task which requires, certification. That requires, that's a job that requires specific certification by law. So they can do that. They can clean around it though. Move stuff out from around it, stuff like that. They could help me. They could have me empty grease if they need me to move the grease around. They could have me clean out grease and stuff if they gave me the train out to clean it out. So yeah, and if something needs to get done before you get off, but the manager said wait on that, do something else. Well, you're doing something else, and if it's comes time for you to get off and it's not your fault the thing's not done, there's a chance you'll get to go home, even if it's not done. The manager may have to do it, or depending on the time, someone else may have to do it under the manager's direction. But sometimes you may have to stay over a little bit and just clean up. That's another thing too with a lot of jobs. I have office jobs where it's 9 to 5, but the way my one manager puts it is your in time is guaranteed, your out time's not. Well, that's how it is. It's like you're supposed to show up at a certain time, but if you'll get out at a certain time, that depends on a lot of things. Like, is there a lot of customers or not? Because honestly, if there aren't a lot of customers coming in, basically they're spending too much on salary. Basically, they're paying employees there too much compared to how much they're making, and then at that point, they're gonna send some people home early. And you're gonna be sending people home early instead of paying for people to instead of keeping them there. That can happen. So you'd actually get to go home early. But if they're busy, there's a good chance you're gonna stay after. That's life. That's the job. There are going to be times where you're going to have to pick up after other people. Sometimes, it sucks, but some jobs, and you can complain about it a lot. So a lot of times if you complain enough, something will be done where those people have to change. But it depends, like, it's a minor thing where it happens only every so often, where it's just not worth bringing a problem, or is it habitual? Does it keep happening and it really bothers you and it really interferes with your work? So, like me at work, I have to do extra work because other people are slacking off, but I'm just doing it. I'm just gonna do it because it has to be done. But that sometimes happens. Although there are times where I've seen a lot in fast food. When I work at Burger King, it's like if you get really busy where it's like everybody's super stressed and it's like we can't handle this. It's all hands on deck. Everyone's putting everything in. You've got your own tasks, but your manager's telling you to do something else. It's a time where you shut up and do what you're told. Doesn't matter what you want to do. Doesn't matter what you think needs to be done. Whatever the manager said to do, you do it. And that's it. Nothing else. Like, if it gets dirty out there, like, try to get a chance to, like, if the toilet overflows, because that's a hygiene problem, then you have to clean that up right away. So you ask someone to cover your cover your position if at all possible. If the dining room gets trashed, there's like nothing you can do about it until you get breaking customers. And it's like as soon as there's a break in customers, get out there, get it done as fast as you can, and get back. Something I would notice is people would say, I didn't see anyone wash their hands. Well, it's like, it's been an hour since I last washed my hands and I haven't touched anything dirty. It's like, I haven't been handling the food, I haven't used the restroom, I haven't, touched the fryers, my hands are clean, I haven't touched anything dirty. so my hands are pretty clean. But I haven't like touched anything that would cause my hands to be soiled. Like if I had to take out the garbage, of course I'm gonna wash my hands after that. If I'd been in the restroom, I'm gonna wash my hands after that. If I did dishes, I'm gonna, wash my hands in the sink because it's got the soap. So, and that's not with the dishwater. Like not the dishwater washing. I'm gonna actually put some soap on and wash it there, or actually go to the sink, designated washing area, and wash my hands there. Because there's grease there. But it's like we don't have to we don't have a set schedule to wash our hands like every 30 minutes. Because if we do, actually our skin, like I was washing my hands so much that my skin's cracking and starting to bleed. Because if we do it that often, we will start bleeding. That's how harsh the chemicals are, and that's what would happen if we did it that much. So we can't do it that much, or else we will bleed. So we have to be careful of that. But like, if it's where we make food, whenever we change gloves or whenever we're supposed to start making food, when we put the gloves on, we wash our hands before we put the gloves on. Then we can make the food. Me in particular, I don't touch the food myself because there are utensils that I grab the fry basket or I don't dump the fries, but I'll put the salt on, or the other person's salt on, I can't remember. But I would scoop them up and put them in the carton, but I wouldn't touch the fries specifically. Alright, touch the outside wrapper, but the burger itself I would not touch. So I'm not touching the food. And so I wouldn't really get my hands dirty very often. But another thing you have to realize is you have to deal with customers sometimes, and customers a lot of times just haven't had a good day, they've had a bad day. A lot of times customers just like to vent you. They're looking for someone to be fairly abusive to vent. And it's just like a lot of times you have to think, okay, you're here now. I'm going home in a little bit. I don't have to deal with you anymore. I have to deal with you every day when I get here. I don't have to deal with you every day at home. It's like, I'm going to be here for 5 minutes. Okay, bye for 5 minutes. We're done. Bye. So you have to realize. It's like that with jobs. It's like with customers. Some things you can't deal with customers, so you have to get a manager and then let them deal with it. It's like, if they're unreasonable, if they're just like regardless to you, it's like, let me get a manager, because these people that are managers, they're trained to handle these people, and also they get paid to do it sometimes. So if you can handle them, if you can help them, if you can work with them, do it. If not, don't be afraid to get a manager. And don't be afraid to ask your manager for help. Don't be afraid to ask your manager what you need to do. Sometimes you've got to constantly look for something to do too. That's just part of working. So, like and subscribe. Putting these videos out so people can learn from my life experiences. This is from someone who's disabled, who's autistic. Things I've learned. And hopefully you can share these with other people that are autistic or have a disability, struggle in the workplace, or want to learn how to work, struggle with life. So yeah, go ahead and subscribe. I'm going to put more of these out and share. Have a good day, everyone.